Good morning, everyone. Jess here, Key Tarot. I'm just saging us a little bit here. I've missed you guys so much. I've been pretty darn busy, and so it's been harder for me to record here, but I'm glad I have an opportunity to sit down and do this today. I took off work for tomorrow as well so that I can sit down and catch up on the rest of our zodiac signs for February. Today I'm going to do a reading for our air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, and if I can get Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn in there too, I will. All right, I love you guys. Let's say a quick blessing. Let's try not to start a fire. Let's say a blessing and we will find out what's going on out there for you guys, all right? Holy Spirit, thank you for being with us here today and in every breath that we take. We ask that these messages be received by those who are meant to hear them. Amen. And let me just make sure I'm not going to start a little house fire here. That'd be no fun. All right, we're going to start with Aquarius. All right. Happy birthday to all of you Aquarians. I'm going to start with this Marielle tarot. Whew, it just got kind of warm. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So it feels like I have somebody that's kind of struggling to move on from someone or something else. And it feels like this is your energy and you just go on ahead and apply this to your life in any way that it might. I have the Chariot that comes out here on its side. I've got the Death card on its side and I have this Magician. I feel like you Aquarians have been doing everything that you can to kind of move forward in your life. It feels like you've used every single tool that you have in your arsenal or in your toolkit, but you're really struggling to move forward. You may actually be trying to move house, move across the country, or you may be trying to leave a relationship. With that Death card, and when I get cards that come out on their sides, for me as a reader, that's an indicator that you haven't made a decision if you're going to turn it into the upright position or into the reverse, or it can be a time of like stasis and waiting for the transition to actually happen. Let's do a little bit more digging here. The Death card, it's usually about a difficult transformation. You may just feel a little stuck in something right now, Aquarius. Thank you. I got the Three of Cups on its side. It's like something that was making you really happy for a while isn't really working for you anymore. You may feel kind of isolated and alone right now. Maybe that's how you want to feel. Maybe you want to be kind of separating yourself from someone here. Yeah, it's time. It's time to start putting one foot in front of the other. It's time for you to start deciding where you want to go, what you want that to look like. If you're in a relationship that you're struggling to let go of, I feel like it's time for a new beginning. And I understand that you may not know what's on the other side of that transition, but it's going to be okay. All right. You got some Cancerian energy showing up here for you. Some of you may be trying to buy a new house. Some of you may be trying to move towards a different place of employment. And some of you may be trying to let go of a relationship. The key here is Aquarius. It's a time of letting go. And I feel like you've been trying to do that for a while. Possibly some of you for a long time. But specifically, I'm feeling kind of like since the end of the year, you've been trying to make some kind of a transition into something better. Let's take a little look-see. Yeah. I have the Empress in the reverse that flipped out over there. Interesting. And I have the Chariot here. Very good. So I've got the Chariot and I have the Chariot. This is interesting. Okay, and still with more of the Cancerian energy. I'm going to put those back in just a minute. But let's just take a little moment here. So this Empress, when it comes out in the reverse like this is a cool deck. It's the Vice Versa Tarot. It's printed on both sides. It flew across the table. Some of you may have been, and this is why I pulled this Moon card out right here, and this right here I was looking at also. some of you may have been really suppressing your actual feelings in a situation. Some of you may be, especially those of you who are trying to let go of a love situation, some of you may not have been really feeling like you were able to express how you were feeling, or maybe just kind of keeping your feelings to yourself for a while. I don't know. I mean, sometimes we do that in relationships because we don't want to hurt the other person, or we know it's going to be a lot of drama, or we know it's going to be a lot of stress. That's what it is. I was seeing this 5 of Wands and I've got the Devil under that. Yikes, kids, if you're in a bad situation, a bad relationship, or something that's quite toxic, because the Devil represents toxicity, right? And that 5 of Wands can be like very combative energy in your life, argumentative energy. It can also be you just going back and forth in your head as to what it is that you want to do about this. If you are in a bad situation, I'm telling you now, you're spot on. It's time. You're making the right choice. You're making the right choice to move forward. And I can tell that you want to move forward because I had the Chariot out here twice. All right. You may have been feeling like you weren't capable of making the changes that you needed to see in yourself. And I think that's, I think you can. I think you can do this. And transitions are always the hardest times in our lives because, like I said, you can't tell what's on the other side of that hill. Some of you have been in a challenging marriage, and it feels like if that's the case, or some kind of heavy commitment in a romantic relationship, it feels like every time you want to go, and this could apply for some of you in a place of employment as well. These are just energies that I'm reading, so like I said, apply them as you feel like they may apply to your life. It feels like every time you want to leave this person and you bring up the subject and you say, hey, I need to be let go of here. I need you to let me go in this situation. This person comes back in and it feels kind of like a love bombing situation where somebody is like, all of a sudden they become like the perfect partner, or they throw more money at you, or buy you things, or give you what you've been asking for umpteen bazillion days or years or months or whatever. And it's not healthy. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a repeating pattern. Some of you have been worried about money, and you've been worried that things are not going to be okay on the other side, and that you feel like you need to stay because of financial situations. That's not the case, Aquarius. I think you're going to be fine on your own. Some of you just have very big hearts. We got the Hermit there again. There it is. This is the card that I was looking for, this 7 of Swords, because the 7 of Swords, like I always say, gets a real bad rap for being kind of like a liar, someone who doesn't tell the truth. But like I said, there's a lot of reasons why people don't always tell the truth. It can be a fear of hurting someone else. It can be a fear of change. It can be just a fear of what's on the other side. You don't have to be afraid of this anymore. And it doesn't look like it's been good for a long time, Aquarius. Now, some of you feel very alone in this situation. Some of you are kind of separating yourself from friends and family members, co-workers, even not really sharing with a lot of people right now because you may be afraid to tell them that you want to go. It feels like you've waited a long time to make this change. Some of you, if this is about a place of employment, it's time for you to start putting out resumes if you haven't done that already. Online resumes. And I have that 5 of Wands that we just stopped on here again. That, again, can be very combative energy. You guys, you know I love it when you give me repeat cards. We got the 5 of Wands out there twice. Maybe you don't want to have to argue about this. But it's time for a change, and it's time for a new beginning. I've got this Ace of Wands. I've got this 2 of Wands. And it's also time for you to stop taking into, it's time for you to stop making other people's feelings dictate what you do in your life. You dig? All right, it's time for you to start behaving more logically for yourself. And I don't mean to be a bossy boss, you know. I mean, you obviously are capable of running your own show here. But if you're feeling this kind of stagnancy here, it may be because you feel a need to be there for other people. You may feel a need to support other people constantly, and I'm telling you, you don't have to anymore. The Queen of Swords in the reverse is kind of Ice Queen energy. And whether you're male or female, this is someone who says, you know, I need to block people out. Same thing with that Hermit that you've got out there twice. I need to block other people out so I can get really clear with what it is that I want for my life, what I need my life to look like. And Aquarius, I feel like you are very capable. I feel like you just have a big heart. You have a big heart. You always want to take care of other people, but it's time to kind of let that go. It doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden mean or unkind to people. You just need to maybe start putting your own needs ahead of other people. With that Empress in the reverse right there, that's someone who feels like they're starting to fail either in a relationship or a situation, and it's time to move on. It's time for you to let that go. You may have been feeling a little emotional lately. Look, I got the Devil out there again. But here's the deal. Wherever you go next, people are going to love you. People are going to admire you. And you're going to have a lot more vitality and energy where you're headed next. Okay? People are going to be really appreciative of what you bring to the table. Yes. And this, for a lot of you, this is a workplace situation. Some of you, this is a romantic situation. All right. That was your reading for this week, Aquarius. I love you guys so much. Thank you for letting me read your cards for you. Some of you are, I know several Aquarians that I miss very much. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. And if that's you, call me. I love you guys. Have a good day. Next up, we have Libra. Libra, I'm going to use this, this Deviant Moon Tarot for you guys. Very good. All right. Ooh. Let's just take a look. This is very interesting. You have a lot of the same cards that Aquarius had earlier, Libra. So you may want to pop up there and just take a little look-see at that. And oftentimes I notice when I read for elemental groupings all at the same time, 2 of the 3 signs will have very similar patternings, very similar cards. And so it is just energies that are blowing through our air signs, it looks like. Your first card out was the 5 of Wands, which can be, like I said, for Aquarius, it can be very combative energy, or it can also be like trying to work out what you want to do. I always think of someone with like their yellow legal pad where they've got their pros column, they've got their cons column, and you're trying to decide which is going to be a better choice for you. I have the Empress here on its side. Some of you may own your own business. Some of you may be kind of trying to decide, am I going to stay here? Am I going to make a change? Do I need to fold? Like, what do we need to do? I've got this 2 of Wands on its side, which tells me you're kind of undecided about where you want to head next. And when I get cards that come out on their sides, that tells me you haven't made a decision yet. You haven't decided which direction this energy is going to move in. But I can tell you, Libra, whatever you decide to do, it's going to be successful, and it's going to bring you a lot of energy and vitality. I just saw 1303 on the counter. This Ace of Wands is a brand new beginning. Some of you may have families that are struggling a little bit right now. Some of you may have long-term relationships that are struggling a little bit right now. If that's the case, you're about to be very happy in this relationship. Marriage is hard. Long-term relationships are hard. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's often a lot of upheaval, drama. You have to deal with people's feelings about things. And it can be a lot to manage, especially if you have children with this person. I can tell you, if that's the case, or like in the next few days, this energy is going to shift and you're going to be a lot happier, because I have that 10 of Cups with this King of Cups energy. Somebody is saying like, oh man, I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. It feels like it's been like almost agonizing to wait for something to improve. Let me grab this Borderless Tarot here. And I'm going to clarify a little bit further. I've got this Knight of Swords energy, which is air sign energy. That's you, kiddo. You've been suppressing a lot of feelings. And man, we got the same cards that we've had for Aquarius earlier. So I have the same cards that you guys share with Aquarius is this 5 of Wands, the Magician, the Empress, the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. And that's what you've had, the same out. So you really only have a handful that aren't shared with Aquarius. So you may want to pop up there. There may be something in that reading for you as well. I have the King of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, masculine energy on the bottom of the deck. Some of you are trying to leave a situation. Some of you, this is a workplace dynamic. Some of you, this is a long-term relationship that you need to let go of. For some of you, this is either with a Sagittarius or this happened during Sagittarius season. And some of you, and there's the Five of Wands again, you've been trying to make this decision about how you can bring more balance into your life. Some of you, okay, this is for a very select few of you, and I don't like hearing you say this, but this is what I'm hearing. Some of you feel like you've let yourselves go physically. Some of you feel like you need to start working out again and getting more physically active in your lives. If that's the case, it certainly couldn't hurt, but don't ever succumb to that negative self-talk. I guarantee you, you're beautiful inside and out. But for some of you, you're saying it's time for me to cut ties with some bad habits, and time for me to get motivated to becoming the person that I want to see in the mirror every day. Okay. Some of you have been staying in relationships because you have children with someone, and it has been toxic, and it's been hard, and it's been rough for a long time. And those of you who decide that you want to become single, look at this. You've got this Queen of Wands out there twice. Those of you who are deciding to become single with that Nine of Pentacles there, you're going to be happier. You're going to be happier that way. And I mean, relationships are hard, and no one is really happy all the time. All we can really strive for is peace and balance, and this temperance energy kind of speaks for that. I always think of it as like creating a life that you want to see with the temperance energy. I think of it like tempering steel, right? You get it hot, you bang out into whatever shape you want the metal to be in, then you cool it, and then you repeat the process until you have whatever tool or creation you're looking to have. And I feel like that's where you're kind of headed here, Libra. Those of you who are newly single or who are kind of taking that step, man, tell you to brace yourself, because there's a lot of attention coming towards you. March, because I'm thinking Aries season. Once the calendar turns into Aries season, you're gonna be a busy, busy, busy person if you decide to become single. Those of you who are in committed relationships where it's been difficult for a long time, we're about to turn the page on that too. And you're going to find that the partner that you've had for a long time, you maybe have been struggling with, it feels like you guys come together in a healthier way and the communication improves. But it's really just an energy, and it takes some time to turn this calendar into the right direction. Yes, I've got the King of Cups there twice. Some of you were at the point where you were about to give up entirely because you were maybe feeling like you had to do everything on your own, and you're not wrong. But I feel like this is turning a corner for some reason. Whoever you were with, it may have been a water sign energy here. They were really struggling to open up and talk with you, like really struggling to share. And it feels like they needed some time to get themselves together. And it feels like they kind of have here. And I feel like things are going to improve for those of you who are in long-term committed relationships. Those of you who are single, get ready for a lot of people to be like, asking you for your number, asking you to spend time with you. Okay. Some of you are really struggling. Yeah, there we have the Seven of Pentacles again, and there's that Hanged Man again. Some of you are really struggling to make a decision, and it feels like you're waiting. Like I said, this is kind of agonizing to sit and wait and find out if this is going to get any better. Some of you are dealing with family members who have some pretty serious health issues, and you're waiting to see if things are going to improve. Those of you, if that's the case, there's a different decision that needs to be made here, a different direction that needs to be made here, but it's not really clear yet as to which direction that's going to be. I can see someone here who's waiting for the information that they need before they make the decision. And for some of you, that's going to be a pretty drastic change. Right now, Libra, this seems like kind of a stressful time in your life. And I was saying this to Aquarius a few minutes ago. Transitions are always the hardest times in our lives because we can't see what's coming up over the next hill. We can't tell what's around the next corner. Just give this some time. Honestly, it's like we're looking at a matter of about 10 days before this kind of cleans itself up and this energy kind of moves itself on. And there's a lot of better feelings happening about 10 days from now, Libra, for you guys. All right, that was your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are so inclined. And I will see you guys soon. Next up, we have Gemini. Gemini, I'm going to use this Super Lunaris Tarot for you guys. You got the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. That's your card, Gemini. Let's just go on ahead and put that up there. See what you guys have going on. I feel like our air signs are going through a lot of change and transition right now. Some of it's kind of painful. Some of you may be going through breakups or endings of some sort. Some of you are dealing with a water sign, and I saw that pretty clearly a moment ago. I also have Aquarius here as well. You guys have the Queen of Wands there. Very good. You know what? I'm hearing this too shall pass. But I was seeing, what's the... there's an old song from an old musical called Carousel, and the song is You'll Never Walk Alone, but it has to do with a storm passing and challenges in our lives passing through. If you are going through a particularly difficult time, Gemini, just know that this too shall pass. You know, life is like that. And just when things seem the darkest, that's when we get this little spark of light or a little glimmer of hope. And then all of a sudden things shift. Sometimes it really is an energetic shift. Sometimes it's an astrological shift, right? Just saw 2212 on the counter. So just hang in there. Oh, money is going to be good for you, Gemini. Loving it. Some of you, it just kind of feels like you're struggling in a romantic relationship, or even a relationship with some of your children, where you're feeling like, can I keep doing this? And with the Tower coming out on its side, with this Queen of Cups on its side, this is someone who says, this is too much. I can't stay here any longer. I need a difference. I need a change. You are about to feel much better after you make this decision to move forward in your life. It feels like you're being kind of divinely led to do something different. And when, for some of you, this takes a little while to make this transition and this transformation in your life. This is great vibes. Let me just tell you, Gemini. Oof. Some of you have just been waiting for things to improve. I have the Empress out there with that Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups out there. It feels like you are finally feeling empowered enough to make these changes. Some of you, this has to do with your workplace, and it's time for you to start putting out resumes. Some of you have been single for a while, and you've been on your own. You've been doing everything for yourself, by yourself, and normally I would never suggest this, but you may want to try the online dating thing. And the only reason I don't suggest it is because I don't feel like you need to do that in order to meet your soulmates, okay? Your soulmates are going to find you no matter where you are, no matter what. It may take a little bit of time to get all of the pieces into the right place, but they will find you. They're pre-programmed into your destiny. But this is someone who says, you know what? I feel like it's time for me to start getting out there and maybe meeting some people. Now, some people, I know people who are getting married this year and they met each other online. So you just never know. Like I said, people will find you however they need to find you. Even if they have to hit you with their car, your soulmates will find you. All right. So it feels like you've been on your own for a while, or maybe you own your own business. There's just an awful lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Some of you may be single parents. For some of you, summer is going to be really, really fulfilling, financially fulfilling. Some of you may be buying a new home in the summertime. Some of you, and I just saw 2, 4, 4, 4 on the counter. I've got this 10 of Cups out here twice, and I have the 10 of Pentacles out here as well. 10 of Pentacles can be a promotion at work. It can be buying a new home. It can be a windfall of money. And that 10 of Cups right there, that's about the happiest relationship you could possibly have. It can indicate a family coming together and being created. It can also be a blended family coming together. That Sun card is Leo energy, which we roll into, what is that, end of July, August, right? And that's pretty much the happiest card we can have in the entire deck. It's all about healing, health, balance, vitality, new growth. This is maybe a time that's a little challenging for you here, Gemini, but it feels like really quickly you move out of this energy. And I mean, it seems like it starts to kind of shift for you about towards the end of next week. I feel like once we turn the calendar page over into Aries season, things start to simplify for our air signs. Things start to fall into place for you. What am I using here to clarify? Let's do this. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you may have just felt like you've, had a spot of bad luck, or things have just been taking way too long. And sometimes they do. Sometimes it is like that. Astrologically speaking, there's a lot to the movement of the stars and how it applies to each of our zodiac signs' lives here. This Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, you may have been really struggling since the end of December. I see 11:11 on the clock across the room from me. Just know you're doing the right thing. You're doing what you should do. You're fine. Sometimes we need a little extra time to find balance in our lives and to figure out how we're going to make all this work together. And sometimes it really just is about waiting for things to improve on their own. You may have been waiting on other people to take care of business. Let me just tell you, wow. Holy smokes. I have the 9 of Pentacles here twice, and I have this Queen of Wands energy here twice. Money is going to be good for you this year. Whether you're male or female, your physical health is going to be improving. The way that you look improves. I don't know how, but it feels like it comes from within. There's a lot of creativity, a lot of positive energy coming into your life, just like a glowing happens for you. You just needed some time. Give things some time. Look at this. You got the Queen of Wands sitting here looking at me 3 times in a row, Gemini. If you are a feminine Gemini, and it's not about your gender, it's about the energy that you carry, you expect to be receiving a lot of attention in your career and also in your romantic life, especially for those of you who have been single for a long time. There's some kind of a shift to the way that you look, the way that you carry yourself, and it's quite noticeable. Some of you may have been struggling with a broken heart, and it feels like that starts to heal very quickly. Some of you, there's just like an outpouring of love for you from friend groups. If this hasn't happened yet, be expecting this in about in the next 3 weeks, I'm thinking. Those of you who are male or masculine Geminis, it feels like you need to take a little bit of time to be on your own and especially if you're single, to just kind of recalibrate, because you'll be glad that you did. It feels like people want to spend a lot of time with you, and you may need to just kind of get yourself settled for a minute until you allow a lot of new people into your life, because it feels like there are a lot of new people coming in. Some of you, again, are healing from a broken heart, and I feel like that applies more to our masculine Geminis. Summertime, this is going to be a good summer for you. All right, Gemini, lots of finances improving, financial improvement. Again, some of you buying a new home, and some of you maybe even getting married or finding the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. There's a lot of happiness coming in here for you this summer. I can't make it up. It's all here in the cards. Some of you with this Hermit energy are, like I said, struggling with a broken heart. I encourage you to get out there and spend time with the friends who are always there for you. And if you don't have friends that are always there for you, family. And if you don't have family, it's time for you to make some new damn friends, all right? Yes, I love you guys. Thank you for letting me read your cards for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are so inclined, and I wish you the very, very best. See you soon.